Muy buenas y bienvenidos un día más a un rato con Chulato. Y vamos a cerrar ya por fin la trilogía de nuestro gran Shepard, más efectos. Vamos a enfrentarnos a los segadores y a liberar la galaxia. ¿Qué ocurrirá? ¿La salvaremos? ¿No la salvaremos? Lo veremos a continuación. Recordad que estos son los extractos del canal morado. Y ahora sin más dilación dentro vídeo. Y venga, que continuamos. Y a ver, ¿qué nos toca ver ahora? A ver, mapa. Aquí ya hemos hablado. Aquí ya hemos hablado. Área, oficial y Joker. Pues venga, al bar, al purgatorio. Venga, más misioncitas, más misioncitas. Muy bien, así me gusta.
How's the head?
Good. Concussion's almost gone.
Good. When I heard you were injured.
It was stupid. I should have ducked when that wall came down. Something good has come out of all this, though. Got new equipment. Sent me a set of vortex armor. Man, summoning supply sure messed that one up.
Oh, I've heard those are pretty good.
It's great. I'd only be safer inside a tank. That's why vortex gear costs more than I make in a year.
El equipo Vortex es lo mejor. Hey Jack, vente conmigo.
This sucks.
What have you got there?
Duty roster for the students. It's what I do for fun now.
Ven
They
conmigo,
got us
vente
spread out across
conmigo.
alliance units, reinforcing barriers, modding ammo, that kind of thing.
How are they holding up?
They're fine. They're not the ones reading duty rosters while on shore leave.
Complain if you like, but I think military life suits you.
Hey, running back to the alliance was your lifelong dream, not mine.
Come on, plenty of combat, free room and board, and people you can depend on.
Yeah. Maybe your little suicide squad taught me something about teamwork. Speaking of which, thanks. My guys are handling the support stuff well. Still see some action, but they're not on the front lines. They've saved a lot of lives. It'd be a hell of a lot more fun with you. You find bigger fights. But the little shits are useless without me. I gotta stick with them.
No.
'Cause I'm dependable now, apparently. I blame you for this, Shepard.
Vuelve a la Normandía
Come on.
conmigo.
What?
The duty rosters can wait. Right now, you're on shore leave.
Shepard, everybody knows you can't dance.
No me jodas.
Yeah, this place is so clean and squeaky.
Se ha metido en una fiesta con la Jack, el cabrón. Un buen copazo y seguimos para adelante. Vamos, nena, dámelo todo. Vamos para allá. Hostia, ¿qué haces aquí, Sid?
I'm curious, what material is your face made from?
The surface is a flexible biomimetic nanomaterial over a metallic skull. The skin uses shear thickening technology to help protect the central processing unit in the head. If the skin is struck or shot, it solidifies to absorb the impact. It also is capable of limited self-healing.
And what about the hair?
It is of similar construction. For defense, I have set it to cohere into a solid piece. However, for infiltration purposes, it can be parted into individual strands. If it has recently been exposed to water, I generally can't do a thing with it.
Ya empieza a hablar como una mujer de verdad.
No, the problem is that our people are terrible at making war. The library at
A ver, dame un momento. ¿Qué te pasa, Aria?
Look who's here. The Blue Suns, Blood Pack, and Eclipse are in my pocket. I'll send them to war when you're ready for them. Is there anything on your mind?
Are the Blood Pack falling in line?
With Grill in charge, where all systems go. It's his voice, but my words. Couldn't have asked for a better puppet. The Blood Pack have committed 2,000 Vorcha to the cause. They'll make up the bulk of the army.
Is Darner Voss cooperating with you now?
Getting General Araka off the Blue Suns' back did the trick. Voss still thinks he'll be getting me on mine, idiot. But he's committed his veteran soldiers to me. In turn, I commit them to you.
What have we gained by having the Eclipse at our disposal?
A ton of mechs and elite troopers for stealth operations. Sane has turned out to be more malleable than Jonas Sedaris ever was. My control of Eclipse runs even deeper than I expected. You surprised me by taking such agency in the matter.
What exactly have I acquired?
An army that's willing to fight dirty, to do the things your respectable militaries won't do. Eclipse mechs and Vorcha legions are excellent candidates for vanguards in any ground offensive. Well worth the little song and dance I had you perform, I'm sure.
How do you plan on taking Omega back?
I think I'm going to employ violence. I'm gonna slap Omega right out of the elusive man's greedy little hands.
Estoy contigo.
We'll talk later.
I'm sure.
Estoy contigo, Aria. Nos falta Joker. ¿Dónde está Joker?
Commander Shepard, maybe I can help. The banner of the 1st Regiment is waiting for you at Bay D-24.
Banner of Commander Shepard. I owe you a drink. Thank you. We'll hold that banner proudly as we take our back.
Look at this! All it took was a Cerberus attack on the Citadel to get folks around here to pay attention to the war.
How is this any different from normal?
Can't you see the desperation? This isn't happy dancing. This is forget my problems dancing. Look at the arms. If a guy waves his arms like that, he's worrying about a lot more than looking stupid on the dance floor.
That's surprisingly observant.
I've had time to watch a lot of dancing from the sidelines. Speaking of which,
Dancing?
watching from the sidelines. What do you think about me and Edie?
Why not?
Because I could break a bone just from some light over-the-clothes action?
That's always a risk. But then so are the Reapers.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on dating Harbinger.
You know what I mean. If we all ended up dead this time tomorrow, what would you regret?
Getting a shattered pelvis and a broken heart. Such a stupid idea.
If you could be out there right now on the dance floor, would you be waving your arms?
Yeah,
Sounds like you've got bigger things to worry about than looking stupid.
yeah, guess I do. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Nuestro Joker se va a tirar así. Sí, señor. ¿Pero dónde están? ¿Dónde se han metido? Quiero chafardear.
Haven't broken anything yet. That's a start.
Dale, Joker, dale, que dentro de poco llegan las misiones finales. Disfruta, amigo, disfruta. ¿Qué más nos queda? Purgatorio ya está hecho. El hospital ya está hecho. Las embajadas. El muelle de Normandía. Había una misión que Aria quería hablar con nosotros. En el muelle 42 de la Ciudadela. En el muelle 42 de la Ciudadela. ¿Y cómo se llega al muelle 42?
One moment, please. Now arriving at docking bay D24.
I've got your briefing, Private. Let's fill you in before the squad arrives. The Alliance is posting us to an EZO mining facility on Zani. It's a low-gravity planet, toxic atmosphere. You'll be expected to maintain full survival here. Any questions? Are we
You finally made it off the Normandy.
Glad I did. Even with the chaos of all the refugees, seeing so many ships in flight is comforting. Gets me thinking. Hey, a Turian frigate. I think that's the PFS Havenkaw.
What's one Turian warship doing at the Citadel?
Looking for dry dock, I bet. She's seen battle. Look at the waiver in her drive core emissions. Alone, limping, looking for a haven. Maybe it would have been better to just go down fighting, like their families back home.
Are you talking about the Turians or yourself?
I should have been there. With Robert.
I'm glad you weren't. You'd be dead, and we'd never have met.
That's the one good thing from all this. I'm glad to serve with you, Shepard.
The lives of future generations rest on those Turian shoulders. On our shoulders. Nobody is giving up. Not those Turians, not me, not you.
If anyone can pull this all together, it's you. And I'm with you. Gotta let go. For real this time. The refugees here put up a memorial wall. They leave mementos of lost loved ones. I was thinking maybe...
What's stopping you?
Nothing. I mean... Let me think about it.
Y muchísimas más gracias por haber llegado hasta aquí. Eso supongo que te está entreteniendo el vídeo o te está ayudando, vete tú a saber. Por aquí abajo os dejo las redes sociales, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, bla 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 bla, donde podéis venir a verme a cada día, de lunes a jueves en Twitch, viernes y sábado y domingo, viernes descanso, obviamente, algún día hay que tener de fiesta. Así que os dejo con el vídeo y hasta pronto. Me estoy pasando, estoy intimando mucho con este tío. Pero ¿cómo coño se llega al muelle 42? Bueno, vamos a seguir con el Leviatan.
We need to shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Using Garneau's data, I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
Damn thing's been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key. After a certain duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
I'd call it dangerous as hell. Bryson's assistant tried to kill me.
Perhaps Leviathan was controlling him to protect itself, diverting people away from its trail.
Maybe. It just shows we don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Despite the risk, this artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan. Perhaps we could find more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around.
Vale. Vamos a ponerle los puntitos. Así. Y a empezar a investigar. El artefacto sin duda es un objeto inerte y seguro. Recomiendo guardarlo como referencia.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
Anything interesting about the artifact structure?
It is not constructed of the same compounds used in standard Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
¡Tira, perra! No me gusta hacerte sufrir.
Bryson's assistant, Hadley. Do we have an update on his status?
He is in a vegetative state. The doctors believe it is permanent.
But the miners recovered when the artifact was destroyed.
Hadley lost consciousness when he attempted to answer our questions about Leviathan. It may have been a deliberate attempt to silence him permanently.
¿Qué coño será el Leviatan?
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical creature, and a rare mid-tier enemy type in the Galaxy of Fantasy video game. It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's gotta be something here on this artifact. What about the server?
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups, likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Could be worth a look.
Ok, arriba pues. Espérate, ahí hay algo.
Loch Ness Monster?
Plesiosaur.
Loch Ness Monster's more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
Hija de puta. Le quita la gracia a todo la cabrona esta.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne. According to my records, she worked with her father.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior. You need to shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. We've got Reaper scouts coming in toward the main site. I'm heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Anne Bryson was attempting to contact Garneau on the asteroid colony. She seems to know something about the artifact.
She sounded worried.
If Reaper forces were approaching, her concern was warranted.
Let's hope we get to her before they do.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
Venga, pues, a buscar.
The Reapers. Let's hope we find Anne before they do. Can you identify this, Edie?
It originates with a pre-spaceflight culture, but there are none recorded in the Pylos Nebula.
Esto.
Does anything in Anne Bryson's work history suggest where she might be?
Nothing relevant.
Any correlation between Project Scarab and these unexplained creature sightings?
Not beyond Leviathan itself.
Any idea if Project Scarab involved Element Zero?
Unlikely. We may learn more from the Project Requisitions Locker.
Esto es silisco, no, proyecto de carabeo. El Ícaro.
Anne Bryson flew out on a ship called the Icarus. Can you track its movements?
No. The Reapers have disrupted civilian comm buoys. But we might learn more if we
Mierda.
find the ship's specifications. There are specifications for several ships here. We need to find the Icarus.
Which ship am I looking for again?
The Icarus.
The Icarus. Here we go.
The ship has enhanced electrostatic discharge cells. They facilitate long-range FTL travel.
So they jumped to the Pylos Nebula by mass relay, then flew to another system.
Yes. Otherwise, they would have chartered a less expensive ship.
Okay, we can rule out the relay system.
Sistema del relé no es.
The locker is secure. We must locate an access card to open it.
What about criminal activity in the Pylos Nebula?
Because the area is part of the Attica Traverse, criminal reports are unreliable at best.
Access card for the requisitions locker?
Yes. According to records, it was last used by Anne Bryson to obtain equipment for Project Scarab.
Let's see what Anne Bryson requisitioned for Project Scarab.
Joder. La omnihoja.
Water recycling equipment. Didn't need an environmental suit.
Based on what Anne Bryson did or did not requisition, the dig site was arid but habitable.
Get me a filter for systems with compatible planets.
Based on the search data, it is one of these two systems. Based on the data, only one system remains a viable possibility.
Good. Let's go get Anne Bryson.
Pues nada. Ya sabemos dónde está. Sí, como bola. Me encanta hacer gritar a los cascarones. Pero ¿cómo se puede llegar al muelle 42? Bueno, vamos a hacer una pausa y ahora continuamos. Buenos, felices, hasta.